this is Cindy. I'm the tireless tangler. I want to welcome you back to the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2021. Thank you so much for being with me today and each day on this crazy ride. For today, I'm going to be using a Zentangle original tile. I'm using my PN in black. But I'm also going to have some fun with colors today. I have out some blues and greens in the Arteza brush pens, and this is a green. This is an Arctic blue, and I also have out one of my bright, sort of darkish green Arteza fine liners. I've chosen to use Arteza today because of their really bright, beautiful colors and how water soluble and easy to blend they are. So I'm also got a white Prismacolor and my graphite pencil. So let's get started and have some fun. Woo! Not that much fun. So our tangle for today is going to be ASOH. It stands for a string of hearts, and it is a cute, sweet little tangle. Let me show you the example. Now, I am going to play with watercolors today because today is my grandbaby Javion's 4th birthday. Insert cheering here. And he loves greens and blues, and so I'm going to play with some greens and blues. I thought this tangle was just the perfect birthday tangle for him. All right. So what I'm going to do first today is take my pencil and I'm going to draw a squared off grid. Sorry, a squared off border. I may be inserting nonsensical words at random. I don't know. We're going to find out, aren't we? Wild ride. Let me zoom in so you can see this string. Hopefully I can just take all the shenanigans out today. Except some of you, I won't say any names, Roseanne or Lorianne or, wow, I've got a whole list of you guys, you crazy ones. You know who you are. All right, Enders, let's get busy. This is a squared off border, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to put some heart shapes in a circle around here, okay? Now, I'm not going to draw a circle. I'm going to hope against hope. I know what you're thinking, and you'd be right. I'm just going to hope against hope that I can do this. All right. So you guys remember the pattern noom, right? We just did it a few days ago, and it's got this little thing in noom. Well, if you can sort of draw some heart bumps and a V shape and you can do the noom thing, yeah, you got this easy peasy. Okay, so what we're going to do here, and there are two ways to draw this. You can draw these all going the same direction, or you can turn them upside down, and I probably could show you that. Okay, let me just show you this. So typically, let's do the standard way, and then I'll show you towards the end. And if you want to have your hearts turning each other one a different direction, then you might want to hold yourself until we get this part drawn in. I just think that will make that explanation will make more sense if we get started and do it this way. Okay, so let me make sure I've got everything set up. All right, so getting started, we're going to start with some heart bumps. Now, I will tell you, it doesn't matter if the ends curve in too much, very much, I should say, but you don't want to go crazy with that, okay? Because we're going to be joining these, right? So once you have one drawn, and it's just kind of a half heart, just 2 bumps, or for those of you who struggle, it's a capital E, right? Whatever you got to tell yourself to get that shape, okay? Now we're going to stop there halfway, and we're going to go turn our tile just slightly, and we're going to start on the shoulder of this bump, and we're going to draw another heart top. All right, it's going to be slightly tucked behind the one next to it. Now, of course, we're going to try to keep these the same size, but you can see already that ain't happening for me. So I'm going to start on the shoulder again and try to keep myself under control a little bit, although I don't want to go too crazy with the keeping myself under control, because where's the fun in that? Oops, that might have been too far down. Don't get these too far down, guys. Just make your job harder. Actually, I don't know what happens because I haven't tried that yet. So we're gonna find out. Okay, so one side is shorter because it starts on the shoulder of the guy before it, and the other one's kind of a normal one. This one is probably as close to what you want as any of them. Okay, so on the shoulder, bump, bump. Whoa, that one went south. And that is absolutely all right. Easy there, Tiger. What you got going on? I'm waiting for him to go crazy. He heard something out in the rain. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah, shoulder. Oh, perfect. All right. I'm going to stop that right there and figure this out here in a second. All right, so the next step... Actually, I don't think that will matter, because it's the next part we've got to overlap. So we'll see how that looks. Okay, so the next part, we're going to draw the bottoms, and we're going to do that like this. Here's hoping I get it right. Let me make sure I'll get it right before we start. Okay, so we're going to start to the side of where one of these come down, and it doesn't matter which one, I hope. And we're going to make a little V shape, and this can look curvy, it can be straight, whatever you want it to look like, okay? And that is going to come up on this side. Gosh, I hope this is right. Yes, I do. Okay, so I know this is right, so I'm going to go this direction, and then I won't feel so crazy. All right, so on the next heart shape over, which would be this one, right, we're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to have to fit the bottom of this in really slenderly. Okay, and we're going to bring this up to fit right next to where that bump comes down. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to come from this point where we stopped, and we're going to go here, right? The shoulder that the new bump is leaning on, that's where we're going to go. Not too close together. Okay, just like this. So start where we left off, coming right here. Now I am choosing to make mine very hearty, curvy things. You do not have to do that. You can make them straight up and down V's, okay? More like this, if that's what you wish to do. And that would probably give me a better result if I would do that. You know me. Sometimes it's easier for me to come from where I'm aiming for, if that makes sense. We're going to have an interesting pattern show up here in the middle, I think. Like this. And they're not going to be perfect. They're not all going to look, oh, here's interesting stuff. So we need to make something vaguely heart-shaped that ends up right here. So I'm going to ease up on the crazy a little bit and try that. Let's try this one. There we go. Now I'm cooking. Oh, I do not know what that was, but we're going to love him anyway. I was looking to see if the camera was on. It is. It is. Oh my God, one of you was so amazingly generous, and we have met and beat our goal for River. She is going to the dentist and going to get all fixed up, and it is all thanks to you guys. I do not know who has donated what or how much, but I appreciate it so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Okay, we're ready. Let's move on to noom stroke. That's what we're calling it, all right? So I like to turn my tile on its side. You do not have to do that if you don't want to. But what I'm going to do is take each one of these, remember, and we're going to cap off one and cap off the other, all right? And then we're going to make our little V shapes and ink them in. Just like that. Okay. And now we're going to move to the next one, turning our tile each time. Now my cautionary note to you, hopefully I haven't gone too far. Some of you follow so quickly that I don't know. I think you're done with your tile before I stop talking, which is probably okay. So here's my cautionary note. You want these to point sideways. You don't want them to point down like this one. You really don't. Okay? You don't want them to point up. You want them to point horizontal to the hearts. Yes? So, you don't want them to point any other way. It just gives it a weird skewed look. I had one in my example. You'll see this one that's pointing down is weird. So we want them all to, look nice. But we love the weird ones anyway, right? This one's pretty near perfect for me. Now this one's going to be tougher because I got them too close and too far up. But that's okay. It's still going to work, right? Just trust the pattern. Ink in your little triangular shapes and go on to the next one. And see, I almost got this one pointed down too far. Let's really try hard, Cindy. And when I say let's, I'm really meaning me. Don't ask me why I feel the need to be royal with the we. I really don't. I'm just teasing you guys. 'Cause I'm weird and I can. You guys are cracking me up in comments. You are cracking me up. Oh my God. If I have had mug ideas, which were brilliant, by the way. Shirt ideas. I have had you guys telling people you're doing stuff because you can. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. I love you guys. You're the best. You're the best audience ever. The best group of people ever. I am laughing. I'm going to make some of those shirts and mugs. I'm telling you. Zentangle because I can. That's right. That's right. Except it needs to be, I don't know. We're going to have to brainstorm these, guys. I bet we can come up with some really good shirt ideas. Because I can. That's right. It's darn tootin'. Zentangle is empowering because I can. And we can because it's my art and I can. You guys use your power for good, not evil. Just saying. Cops will be coming back. They said they did this because they could, and you told them that. I was talking about auras, dude. Most of us are stuck indoors and we're not going to be out causing too much trouble. But still, y'all. Oh, every time I read comments, Mari keeps asking me, what are you laughing at? Like, you just wouldn't understand. Because I can. It's darn tootin', and if you don't know if it's about because I can, you're going to have to start watching to the end. Yeah, see what I did there? All right, I'm going to quit messing with that before I mess it up. I need my 01. This PN is giving me funky lines, which usually is not what I get from the PN. And this isn't that old. Okay. Cap this, cap that. And thank you for those of you who mentioned that the lesson really helped you with noom. I appreciate that. Noom is a pattern that I struggled with early on in my tangling, and I really had to work hard to figure it out. Once I did, of course, it was much easier, but this middle part, that's the part that got me too. So I totally get it. All right. Hey, look what I did. It's a square circle. But that's okay. All right. So I want to aura both the outside and the inside of this. I already know this. So let me do that. I was sort of thinking orbs. You know how I am about the orbs and the auras. It's because they make a darn good outline. I'm still thinking about it. Give me a sec. Maybe I'll just put one between and not one in the V in the middle. That might be too much. I want them. I can't help it. So they're going in there. This is not in the step out. This is the pattern. This is me decorating. Because I can. That's right, people. You can. Hey, little bit. You're going to have that window falling down on your nose. You better watch out. So I've got the window open today. It's pretty. It's nice and cool outside, and there's a nice breeze rolling in, and so I've got the window up. Soon after we got her, it was the first time we had left the house. A couple of days after we got her, and I knew she was going to freak out. So we weren't gone very long. I planned it. And when we came back, she had escaped by scratching out the screen in my window and was running around in the street, which is very bad because we live on a busy street, as I've told you all. So at that point, then I didn't raise my window for a long time. But God, the weather is so nice right now. So cool, and I appreciate it so much. And yucky summer is coming, and I'm not looking forward to that because it's sweltering here. And I know I'm complaining, and some of you live in much worse places. But anyway, so Tori happened to be coming by at that point and saw her, and so she and the kids managed to corral River and bring her back. Anyway, so ever since then, I haven't had a screen on my window, but when I raise it, I have this old block of wood that I put in there to hold the window up. So River is sitting over there chewing on the block of wood, and I'm afraid the window is going to smash down on her if she's not careful. So that's what I'm talking about. That was a long story to explain something very simple. Yeah, well, it's me. And I was going to do such a good aura too. So that was a Simba mark. I'm always going to blame Simba from now on when I have a stray mark. You think that'll fly? Yeah, I don't either. Simba probably won't care. He's pretty chill. What is that? So freaky. I keep hearing noises outside the window. They're freaking me out. Mari tells me too many stories that are scary. His stories always start, "Hey, Cindy, imagine if," and you think, this is going to be a great kid story, right? You know what I get? Imagine if somebody cut off your head and they didn't have a side. They had to use a chainsaw. And he just goes into this horrible, gory detail. And I'm like, why? Why is that where your head goes? Why? It's because I'm a boy, I guess. And that's how we go. I don't know. It's a little scary sometimes. I'm like, why do we have to imagine that? Why can't we imagine rainbows and flowers and happy times and stuffed animals, teddy bears and love? No, chainsaws, bloody massacres, loss of limbs, sometimes your head, war, mayhem, being lost on desert islands and having to kill somebody for food. Oh, the mind of an 11-year-old is a rich and fertile place. Those are real conversations we've had. I'm not even kidding. Not even a little bit. All right, another aura on the outside. So again, trying a careful aura. Whether or not I am successful at that remains to be seen. But we do our best, don't we, guys? Make sure your hand and your arm and your shoulder are all in a comfortable position that is supported. For some of you with issues, you might try what I do, which is tucking a rolled up towel or a neck pillow underneath my arm so that my shoulder or that my elbow rests on it. And that frequently helps stabilize my stroke. Slow down, Cindy. So the little one had lots of fun at his party, I think. It's hard to tell. They were too busy running around screaming like banshees. Aw, youth. Well, part of this was more careful than others, but once again, we're going to live with our results. We're going to believe in ourselves. I don't hate this, even with the wonky thing. Hey, I just had a thought. I know, everybody. Quit saying that. It's mean. I'm just kidding. So Javion's last name starts with a D, right? Doesn't this kind of look like a D to you? Straight. Yeah. I don't know if I can make that fly. I would think in order to really make this work as a D, I'm going to have to put inside this the shape of a D and stick with that. Otherwise, the D is going to be lost on everyone. And then I was thinking maybe I could put a little J in my D. I don't know. Let me think about this. If I were going to do that, then I might be able to do that. This could be the outer edge. And let's do that from here. Yep. Now it looks like a D. Yeah. So I wonder if I've got enough room to aura on the outside. I think I do. If I'm careful. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. I'm trying to decide if I want to put just a print capital J, probably, or if I want to do something a little more cursive. Not sure I have room for that kind of thing. So let me decide what I'm going to do with that. Now, you guys don't have to do this, of course. Make it a circle, do a mandala type of a thing, right? This is for you. This is the pattern. Do decorate, whatever you want to do. This is me trying to figure something out here. And so, of course, you don't have to do this at all. You do what is in your heart to do. And I'm going to do this, okay? I can't wait to see what you guys do with your creations because they're going to be cool, right? But I'm going to hang out and finish my tile with you and see what we all come up with. I'm going to aura the insides of mine. This will be interesting. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I think I'll take this around the corner here. Just make some fun shapes. This is how I go about making things for people. I just, pick a tangle, whatever speaks to me, whatever makes me happy, and sort of see what I can do to adapt it to what they like. This is sort of something you learn over time, but that doesn't mean that trying new things is a bad plan. One of the beautiful things about drawing Zentangles is the ability to give beautiful gifts, handmade, hand-drawn gifts, and nobody does that kind of thing anymore. And so even gift tags that are made with little dingbats or the different kinds of things that you can do with tangles, it's a beautiful, beautiful way to give gifts and personalized items. And so that's one reason I don't mind sharing these kinds of things with you during the project. It's because I know that most of you are going to be doing a gift for someone at some point, and it's never a bad idea to have a plan for something, or to have seen something that might inspire you somewhere. So there you go. Now that's looking cool. I am liking it. I am really liking it. So I think I'm going to stop with that right now. So this is where I'm at. And of course, you are free to do whatever you want in that middle section. Put any tangle in there that you like. I'm just going to go with my little D for Javion's last name. And I'm going to sit here for just a second and figure out how to put the J in there. Maybe maybe the pencil would be a good plan here before I start inking anything, just to be safe. What if we did... like this. Or something like that. But if I put this too far over, will it still look like a J is my question. Maybe it would. Where's my mono zero? I got that out today. I knew I would need it. Well, let me try that real quick and maybe make the J a little bit less wide. Like this. And I could leave this wide. I can make it all the same width. I can do something wacky here. I don't want to be too wacky because I don't want to lose the shape of my letters. I could do something like this. Ooh, oh, oh. That's cool. But again, would that lose my J? So I'm going to go ahead and ink this. Maybe I could put some curve on here that's not quite so pronounced. Just a little bit of one. Okay, that was pretty much the same thing, but you can talk about me when I'm gone. Don't waste my time now. Well, all right, I can live with that. And now, let's do the outside edge. Oops. Cindy. I might ink these outer edges, but I haven't decided, and I kind of want to put an aura out there too. I think I'll curve this one. I'm just trying to get a few style points here. Okay, I like that. Trying to decide if I want to draw this in or not. It's on, baby. Quit making fun of your old mom. What's up, bud? So I think I'll put just a little bit. Maybe one more. Okay, that's good. I could put a little orb here, maybe. All right, that'll work. And now I think I want an aura. A careful aura, Cindy. Geez, you know these things, woman. All right. The dogs are feeling frisky, so I'm going to need to get done. Because no man gets between the dogs and their fun. We're going to have to do obedience training with them for sure. Oops. You didn't see that. You didn't see anything. That's what Mari does to me when I catch him doing something he's not supposed to. He goes, I wasn't really here. You don't see anything. It's my baby. Well, I'm not sure I kept the J in this scenario, or the D for that matter, but that's okay. I like it. I know they're there. I think inking this might help. I'm trying to decide if orbs would make it worse. I think I want to ink here. Yeah, I think that's really going to make a big difference if I can do it. I take my time. Anytime you choose to ink in between a tangle's elements, that brings so much drama. Just try to remember to put in that internal or external aura before you start. You will be grateful that you did. Okay. Well, that definitely makes that bolder. See what inking up here does. Hopefully it doesn't make a mess. So if you start to feel like your pen is not flowing well with ink, what I want you to do first is lighten your pressure. And I want you to rotate the pen in your hand. Yeah. Try a different angle. If that's not good, shift it again until you find one that your pen seems to like a little bit better, and then light. Remember that putting pressure on your ink pen pushes the tooth of the paper up into the barrel, and that inhibits the ink flow coming down, so you don't want to push hard. Although if you're a pusher, it's better to use a pen, because that does happen a little bit less with a pen since it's got that plastic nib, and it takes the pressure a little bit better than the 01s. You're less likely to destroy a nib if you're a presser, and that's a hard habit to break. Trust me, I know. But it has to be a conscious thought. Each time you lift your ink pen, lighten your pressure. Relax your hand. It will go so much better for you if you can teach yourself to do that. All right. Now it looks like a J, doesn't it? Good on you, Cindy. Good on you. All right. Now the question is, do I want to ink these, maybe hatch them, or do something else? And I don't know. I kind of want to ink them. I kind of always have. I also think that inking them is going to accentuate the heart shapes, which right now are sort of lost to what's going on here in the middle. Right? Wow, that looks good. I just looked at it on camera and it looks pretty good like this. So, okay, so slow down, Cindy. I am going to ink these interstices, but remember, I've already drawn that inner aura. Actually, I've drawn two. And put this inside the second one. Light pressure. When my pen starts shaking or jerking, I try to lift my hand and wait till the tremor passes, and then I go after it again. Sometimes that works. Sometimes the tremors don't pass. You have to take a little break. Really relax your arm and your hand. That can be extremely frustrating. I have sort of learned to adapt, and I think really it depends on each person's situation, what way is best for them. You know, maybe your problem isn't shaking, it's something else. And so it's important to know that it's okay if you change things up. Zentangle was meant to be adapted, to be varied. It's like I told you guys last year, they celebrate differences. They celebrate the fact that people make variations and come up with new ideas. And that's one of the things that makes me so passionate about this art form, is that they aren't, they want people to explore. They want people to take what they've done and explore it, change it, vary it, come up with new ways, come up with different ways. I mean, that's part and parcel of what this art form is. And so for you to worry about not doing something right, you know, you can't not do it right. It is what it is. It's an art form, and you can't do it wrong. Now, that may not be true in all art forms. I don't know. Well, and I'm sure in some artisan things, then you can get things wrong. But in this art form, there is no wrong. There is only what you want to do. And I really want you guys to take that message to heart. I don't want anybody stressing or worrying about getting something wrong. There's no wrong. I found a really fun pattern for us to do. I need to make sure the step out is available first. But I'm so excited. It looked wonderful. I think you guys are going to like it. Now, I think in practice I'm going to struggle with it, but it's gorgeous, and I can't wait to try it. You may also notice that if I am struggling with an ink pool that won't fill, then I'm also holding my pen more upright. That also assists in the ink flow. Oops. That wasn't good. I'm also going to make a shirt that says, "Jelly rolls are my best friend." Or maybe some of you sassy people have some better ideas, because I'm guessing you do. I'm going to add a little bit over there, which I can do. Why? Why, guys? Because I can. I've created an army of Zentangle monsters. Because we can. All right. See how dynamic this makes this? Yeah, I like it. I'll just do that and leave it. Just a few more. I might have some stars to fill in here once I'm done, but this is where I'm going to stop for now. I really like the middle of this, how it turned out. I think it's going to be really dynamic. I'm going to lift this extra graphite out here where I was trying stuff out. I do not want to scrub over those ink pools, though, at all. They look really good, though. Okay. So, I am going to, okay, let's talk shading here on these heart shapes. So, I don't know for sure, and I'm sure there's no hard, fast rule on these, but I think for me, I'm going to be shading here where we started on the shoulders of these, right? And probably on the underside right there. I don't know how that's even going to work or look. I honestly don't know. It's that same problem I had with Noom, isn't it? You don't know which side's up and which side's down. I think I'll go with that side. Always left, Cindy. All right. And so that's how I'm going to start. And then I'm going to use these Arteza fine liners and stuff. And so if you want to stick around for that, that is cool. If not, that is also cool. Let me blend this out real quick. So if you just give them a little bit of shadow on one side, I think I used this with some pastels, so I need to go crazy on this. So I don't know. You can shade those how you like. Whatever makes sense to you, I think, is probably fine. All right, who was yelling at me? I know somebody was, because I forgot one. Marilyn, was that you? Marcy. No, you're not a yeller. You're too nice. It wasn't Polly. She's too far behind. I'm just teasing you, girl. You're all right. Whenever you get to the videos, they are going to be there, so there is no rush. I'm still going to be talking to you. Okay, now it's perfect. Okay, so shade how you want. I really think a little shadow on one side is good, but as far as Noom goes, that's a really hard decision to make on how to do this, so it's really, really up to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put some color on these, and I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. I had my little sample card, but I didn't have enough room on here to really do some of the stuff I wanted to try, so, which is probably good. Probably good. I like this blue with the green shade on one side, and I don't know if this is too yellow or not. These gradations of from one color to the next is cool, but they're very messy, and so I wanted to show you guys my trick for that. So on this tile, what I'm going to do is take my white Prismacolor, and remember, Prismacolors are wax based, and that means that the wax can work as a resist for the watercolor. So what I'm going to do is go around these in this little arid area here and put a nice coat of white Prismacolor down, trying to stay off the lines, but I'm probably going to have to redraw some of them. And what this is going to get us is going to help, at least help, keep the color bleed from happening outside the lines. Anywhere where this is should stay fairly clean. Now the color may go over it and it may look stained, but we can usually lift that off with a paper towel or something. Okay, so this is what we're going to try today. See how this works. I don't usually like this because it whites out my lines, but I think I think today it's going to be necessary to keep me from making a very huge mess. Because I like my messes, I enjoy them. Nothing wrong with a mess. I just don't want to share it with others. I want it to be my private mess. Okay, so I think, did I make it? Yeah. I was wondering if that was, have I been here already? I don't think I have. Starting to worry my brain is going, getting harder and harder to make words form and come out of my mouth and still sound the same as they do in my brain. I'm not sure whether to be grateful for that or scared. I'm sure I'm not the only one to feel that way. Or maybe I am. Don't help me, Carla. You know, I have two Carla Joes here. I have Carlito, that's why I call you Carlito. Because then I know who I'm talking about, and my other Carla Jo. Hi, Carla Jo. So shout out to both of you today. Shout out to Claudia Müller in Germany. All right, I think it's really hard to tell, but if you turn your tile sort of away from the light, sometimes you can see it. We'll just assume that it's there and hope for the best. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, hopefully, and maybe I should take a picture of this before before I get started. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna believe in myself and do it. You can come along for the ride, or you can hide your eyes and see me at the end. It's up to you. All right, so I think I'm going to, I don't know if a highlight in this instance is going to be worth anything. I'll be honest with you right now. I just don't know. I was trying it on some of these, and I had varying degrees and actually no degrees of success with the highlights. I don't really know where to put it for best effect, and so I may just go for this kind of thing and dot some jelly roll in somewhere. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is the Arctic Blue in the Arteza brush pens, real brush pens. Maybe we should handle it this way. Now, hopefully, as my color and any water I decide to add comes up against this Prismacolor wax, it's just going to stay put. At least that's the purpose of this. So I'm gonna do an experiment on this one. I know that's a bad thing, but you know, might as well know ahead of time. If you're heading down a rocky road, there's always time to switch. Okay, so I'm adding, I'm using my tiniest little, my tiniest little aqua brush here. And I'm going to take that and try to do a nice job drawing that over. I'm going to try really hard not to let this bleed into the next one, because this does not have any white on it. So I'm going to really be careful right there. Just draw this color up a little bit. If I need more color, I got plenty down here. You want your watercolor, your color, and this technique will work with any water-based marker, any, including Crayola super markers, super points. It'll work with all of them. And if you are on a budget, get Crayola stuff. They are super vibrant colors and easy mixes, and so the only problem with those is the point is super. And for me, I need tiny sometimes. So the Arteza fine liners are awesome. Water-based markers, they have nice tiny points and just a bunch of different colors, and they mix really well with anything water-based. So I'm going to fade this out. Leave a little sliver over there. Don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to now grab my fine liner. It is green. Yeah, green. That's all I got. It's this color. It's this color. So I'm just going to run this around this edge right here. And now this is saturated with water still. So this is going to go on a little different than you're used to maybe. And I'm just going to feather it up and out a little bit. I've got that water on there, so it's going to spread pretty well, I think. There we are. Now, if for some reason it's not spreading well, you might want to squeeze a little water out on your brush, but be really careful with that. Don't do it over your tile. And this way, you can put a really subtle color change in here. Now this got a little green, and so if you want to bring back some of the blue, you just come back in with your blue and you can go right over this. Now I love that green right there. I think it's really beautiful and vibrant, but I do like my blue color and I'm not getting much of that here. So I'm going to bring in some right on top of this. Go ahead and mix it with that green down there. It's just going to deepen that. And again, I can go in with more green if that's what I want to. Now, I'm not going to draw this up too far. River, I am talking, baby. I'm not going to draw it up too far, or I'm going to lose all my highlighted area, which I probably will anyway, because I like to get crazy with that. Now I'm going to bring my aqua brush in again. And again, guys, like I tell you, it's layers. Everything is layers. Look at that. Look how pretty that dissolves and mixes. And now I've got a really pretty green-blue mix in here. Like I said, I can blue that up almost any time. And I'm just going to leave the lightest swash over there, I think. And we're going to see what we think about this after I've looked at it for a while. But I do love the green-blue mix. And that certainly brings back the heart shape back into prominence on this. So this is what I'm going to do on each one of these little babies, right? Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to leave you today. Now, when I finish this, I may probably put a little swash of color in on the very edge of these for shading, and then with my water brush, just draw that up a tiny bit, but I'm not going to want very much color on that at all. And then I don't know from there. Who knows what decorating will ensue. But this is what I'm focused on for now, okay? And I'm going to do this all the way around with a mix of green and blue, which are Mr. Javion Birthday Boy's favorite colors. So this is where I'm going to leave you today. Check out this tile right here. And this is what I came up with. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this fun, kid-friendly video today. I hope you have fun playing with colors if that's what you decide to do. And I hope you have fun ignoring the colors if you just want black and white. This is your art, and you decide. All right, guys, I'm going to see you tomorrow, all right? Be safe until then.